Let's see what's wrong with this. Nothing there. Internal, yep. It's all present and correct. There's that up. Yeah, I thought it was far up there. Stick that over there. It's fucking nuts. It's whacked over there. Sure. Right. Nothing. Nothing at all. Can't put it through there because it will double up. Nothing there. Yep, more issues. Would you believe it? Basically, what we got is you can hear the keyboards. You can't hear anything coming out of Cubase at all. Was working. Now nothing. Rebooted the computer, you name it. All the settings are correct. Nothing's been touched. Nothing new added or taken away. Just don't get it with this bloody machine. I really, really, really don't. It worked before the show tonight, before PSN. And now it doesn't. No. Right, dear.
Hello.
Oh, God, I've got such a fucking itch. I think I've been bitten.
Have we had any advancements on fucking nothing?
No.
No.
So when I play Cubase or instruments within, all the VU meters are reading signal.
And nothing's coming out your monitors?
Nothing's coming out.
Not even in headphones?
No, nothing.
It's interface then.
Well, that's what's weird, because everything else is going through the interface as well, and that's all fine. I've got the Scarlett selected in Cubase.
Does Robbie know you're doing a pub? Have you let him know?
What, so he can come and gloat?
No, he might come up with... Well, he might do that, but he might come up with some better suggestions than I can.
Well, this is what's so weird. I mean, everything is set how it's always been set.
I don't fucking get it. I really don't.
I mean, it's a save template, so it's like, huh? Let's see, audio outputs. Everything is as it has always been. Let's try, I'll tell you what, I'll try something weird here. Hang on a sec.
Go on.
What the? Why is there a car parked outside the front of the house? Anyway, so everything is as it was, as it were. Try this. This is weird, but I don't know. Nope. They're all connected. Yeah. Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah? It's in the toilet. Well, if he's here, it's too late, isn't it? Right.
You're not telling me somebody's turned up for a synth?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird. I thought it was coming tomorrow, but obviously not.
Not the 80, is it?
No. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
I was going to say, we're lugging that fucker out this time of night.
Yeah. No, I've done worse. I think, what was it, 4:30 in the morning? I think it's the worst I've ever had to do. And that was an 80.
Jesus.
Yeah, I had to be back in the studio for the following morning. Or that morning, I should say. Right, so, basically, everything is as it should be.
I have no...
Oh!
What did you do?
Hey? That's weird, because theoretically that shouldn't be working. That's very, very, very strange. Let's see, what's that set to? Out to... There's been a load of settings completely rewritten themselves.
I don't know.
I don't think it's supposed to do that, is it?
It shouldn't, no.
No, well, it fucking has. That's not doing anything. That's not doing anything. No. Don't even know what that is. Hang on. I beg your pardon. Shouldn't do that in polite company. Okay. Yeah, it's reset. It's reset all its... all its channel configuration's been completely reset. That's fucking mental. Okay, right. That's interesting. Now that instrument is not working at all.
I can hear it.
No, that's not it. Yeah, let me turn that off a minute. This one. It's not doing fuck all. Bizarre, hang on. Right, this is MAX software. Nothing.
If anyone's looking for a Mark 1 DX7 with 3 cartridges for 350 quid, there's one down my way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the guy knows what he's got because he says it's from the late 70s. Home use only, has some damage to the control panel, and one slider knob is missing. There is only two, so it's like 50% of it.
So 50% of them missing, yeah. Mother. Why isn't that sounding?
That just needs a new fucking membrane panel. That's all that needs. It's in pretty good nick, actually.
I might have a nice little, well, I say nice, it's okay, little SH101 coming up soon.
Yeah?
Yeah, not too expensive.
So the 101 has never been my sort of thing, really.
No?
And having bought that Pro 1, fucking hell, it's got bass for days. I love that thing.
Oh, yeah, the Pro ones. Oh, the Pro one's lovely.
What a fucking synth that is.
So why isn't that software working? Let's have a look. Right, if I set everything on this to out to, let's have a look. Out to world. Oh no, it's a bit off target. Out to, yeah. Out to. So this has managed to rewrite its settings, its core settings, right? While it's been on during PSN. Been nowhere near it. Alright, now let me save this template. Boom. Okay. And then try firing it up again and see what happens. Oh. So, you had a good day?
It's been quiet. I haven't done much at all, really.
No?
No, it's been...
I've been doing one of my blue ass fly days again today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be the same. Well, and Sunday, and Monday, and Tuesday.
Yeah, but you're getting a lot of stuff sorted, though, aren't you?
I am.
Have you hit that point where it's just like bollocks? That's it.
Yeah,
you're in
no,
the process.
I can't hit that point.
But it sounds like you're ready for it.
I tell you what, it's very hard to get started in the mornings.
Yeah.
I must admit, it's sort of like, oh God, that settee looks so comfortable. All right, off we go. Right, what am I doing? Rubbing down, or this, or that, or the other. Finding this, finding that, moving this, moving that. Jesus Christ.
But if you are starting to put stuff back on the car tomorrow, then that's going to be the turning point.
Well, that or Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. That will be when you'll start to see the effects of what you've been up to. So.
Okay, right. Extended sense.
Yes, man with beard. It is a good-looking synth. I've got to say that.
Right, my Montage M software.
Yeah.
It's refusing to work.
Oh fuck! I don't know. You've got the fucking synth that sat next to you. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Oh, it's great for layering up, but
How is it?
yeah, absolutely. But why are you being a dick? Why are you doing that?
Because Kent Spong's computer.
God, 4 gig buffer. Pushing it a bit, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. No, everything's as it should be. Okay. Have a look on the control panel here for it. Let's see. Routing. Hydra. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All MIDI inputs. Yeah. Set to Hydra as well. Okay, cool. Right, expander soft synth is, let's see, stereo 2, yep. Everything is Spunky Monkey. And yet, cool.
I don't know.
Excuse me. All right. I'm going to delete the track.
Right.
And I'll load it again. Right. Everybody remember where we parked. The preset is Soft Mover.
Let's put that in the chat. Soft mover.
Yeah. So,
Right,
what one expects after a laxative.
Or
Basically.
a removal man who hasn't taken his Viagra.
Right. Okay, let's have a... Oh, Christ, now I've got to find it. There's so many fucking instruments in here. Let's have a look under synth. There you go, expander plugin from Montage M. And in she goes. Right, it's on CFX piano. It's automatically gone to stereo 1. Right, hello.
Working.
But when I closed down Cubase and rebooted it, it still rebooted it in its not going to work stage.
Oh.
But I haven't rebooted Cubase, I've just taken the instrument out and loaded it back in again. That's the same thing, isn't it? Right, now I've got to find Soft Mover. Have you found it or what? Right, Soft Mover, go for it. Oh, there it is. There we go, got it. You need a search for this M-Audio software because I think there's somewhere in the region of something like about 8,000 presets or something. It's stupid.
Oh, is that all? Oh, not
yeah,
many.
it's sort of mental, right? Right, now let's see if it is what it is.
It was probes. I don't know what he changed, but it's working now. So.
Well, what it had done during the course of PSN is it decided where a lot of the instruments are assigned to in 1 and 2. No, sorry, in 3 and 4 on the Focusrite. Decided no, we'll put them onto 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 was reserved for the 80. So without touching anything, it's gone. Let's put all the tracks on 1 and 2, and don't tell him.
Is there any way that particular piece of software sleeps?
No. No, I haven't got it on any form of sleeping.
Does it autosave?
Yeah, it does autosave, yeah.
Autosave, I reckon. That's because if you've left it during PSN and the computer's been doing other stuff like the streaming and all that sort of stuff, I'm wondering if the autosave is not doing its job properly.
Wouldn't surprise me. There's so many things on here that's not doing its job properly.
But it all seems to come back to fucking Cubase every time.
Well,
is that bloody Cubase?
See, I'm not so sure it's Cubase. What it is that when it comes to using the Mac extensively, it's Cubase I'm using.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily Cubase's fault. It's just that that's what I'm always using. But I've had
Yeah.
other bits of software act very, very strangely on it as well. Like, for instance,
Okay.
that thing with the Veer harmonic. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been in contact with them again. I've telling me what it's doing, and they've literally come back to me going, "What?"
Yeah, it's got to be your Mac then, mate.
So,
It has to be
like
that
for instance, you got three instruments. You got violin, viola, cello.
Yeah.
Right. Call up the violin. So you install the software, right? You go to Cubase and you go right. Install. Let's play the violin. So you select the violin. What it comes up with a screen. It says enter the activation code. Enter the activation code. Hit OK, and it talks to the server. Comes back and goes, "You're good.
Yeah.
It's all paid for and everything." And then you play it. Do it with viola and cello.
It won't have it.
It won't connect to the server. I said, "So why isn't it not connecting?" They go, "Oh, have you checked this IP? Is code meter running?" I go, "Well, yeah, it must be because it fucking authorised the violin."
Violin. Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Why isn't it doing the other two?" I said, "I don't know. Have you moved them?" No, they put them into it's their install that they want. As much as I don't want to put them there, but
fucking hell, I can't. Yeah, and none of this makes sense.
No. But you wiped this computer down, remember?
Yeah,
Absolutely, you wiped it to death. You put the OS back on, all the rest of it. And then when I put the Veer harmonic software on, it done exactly the same fucking thing that it did.
Then it has to be the hardware.
Yeah.
But
Got to be something.
But again, that doesn't make sense.
No. But most of these faults don't make sense.
Which comes back to hardware.
I still think it might be the RAM.
It's either the RAM or the SSD. It's one or the other. It's random enough to be RAM, but it's consistent enough to be
predictable enough to be
SSD.
The SSD. Or it's a little bit of both of them.
Yeah.
But it's been twitchy since I took it out of the box.
Yeah. I think
for one reason or another. And I put a lot of that down to the fact like I'm new to Mac. Right, okay. Yeah, it's different. It's different from Windows, right?
Friday afternoon machine, isn't it?
Yeah. So, well, as I said to you before, we've got M5s coming out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm going, so give me about 18 months after the M5's been out and I'll buy an M4.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Apparently the comparison between the M4 and the M5 isn't that much. There's not that much of a speed bump.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm going to have, in the meantime, I just have to put up with whatever it throws at me.
Yeah.
But, like I said, it never gets turned off now. I haven't installed or uninstalled anything on the machine. Yes, you get wave file deterioration, but that's normal. Like, for instance, Hands in with Strings. If I leave it on for like 2-3 days, come back to it, I will have to reinstall load the instrument back in again.
Reload it back in.
Yeah, because the wave has completely deteriorated. Why it does it, I don't know. But it does it on Ty's computer as well. It does happen. Some don't.
It's peculiar, but I've never heard of that happening, but that's okay.
Yeah, it does on Ty's quite a lot. There's few instruments that do it.
Right. If it's a known issue, then yeah,
exactly. Okay. What's that remind you of?
Ros, he did have it exercised by an ordained priest. I went up there and fucking covered it in holy water and fucking clean hard drives and fuck knows what.
Tried fucking everything, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we have pretty much.
Right, now there's something else that's not running.
Oh, it's Anzac Day. Well done, Stevie. Steve the bastard.
Oh.
Hello.
Or is it this one then?
2 seconds. I'm just going to go and find some vape fluid.
Alright. Yeah, no, it looks like Contact's Mark 1 library is not sounding. Maybe that's completely deteriorated as well, isn't it? Because that would be a scabies thing. Let's have a look. Let's pull this out as well. So remove selected track. Add instrument track. That'll be a contact instrument, so that's going to be under other, I think. There we go. Contact 8. Scroll down to Scarbies. Where the hell are you? Down the bottom minute because it's in alphabetical order now. No, back up a bit. Sequence.
Yes, Ros, you damn right I chanted that at it.
Right, I'm looking for Scarby's vintage keys. Where the fuck is it?
In the ether somewhere.
Fucking hell, mate.
It's just got up and fucked off.
It's really hard to find fucking anything in this thing. But it was interesting hearing that Ty was suffering from quite a few problems of similar nature with his system.
Yeah?
Yeah, where he's got some of the banners in Contact don't show.
Mm.
It just has the name, so it knows it's there.
Yeah.
There you go, vintage keys. There she is. That one, I think. Yes, that's the puppy. Hang on. And that requires. There we go. That requires your mother's ass. Where is it? Mother's ass. There we go. Cool. All right. Check that. Oh yeah, it's new track, but it has to be reassigned. Oh, fucker. There you go. Cool. Yeah, so that wouldn't work. But to reload it. And even when you shut down Cubase and fire up the template again, it won't work. It has to be unloaded and loaded back into work again. What?
That's a
Sense
good call.
make it not.
That is a good call, Steve, I think.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah, I like that.
What have you got in that? 16 gigs?
Oh, now you're asking me now. I can't remember. Because the max was, what was it, 64?
Or something like that, yeah.
I
On
don't
the
think...
M1s it was, yeah.
Well, when I got her brand new, she was 3,000 and something.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that would have been up there then with the RAM. That would have been up there with the RAM.
Yeah, so it had the gig drive, not the half gig drive.
Terabyte.
Terabyte drive, not the half terabyte drive. And
64 RAM,
must have 64.
Yeah.
Well, mind you, it's saying the settings, right?
Yeah. About this Mac.
Supposed to say all that cobblers, isn't it? Here we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, 64. Yeah. So. Okay, let's call that one up. Put on an extender. these sub-harmonies in this patch. Biggie behind it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, seems to be working again.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll save this template and hopefully remembers it.
Maybe it's just something you're going to have to suffer. He's pulling and reloading instruments and stuff.
Yeah. I know that Cubase doesn't like being left on. So I mean, although I can leave the computer on, it's always good to shut down Cubase because it seems to deteriorate and then adjust all its settings by itself if I leave it for any period of time.
Well, that's probably the wisest course of action then.
Yeah. So as long as I can find workarounds,
that's the only way you can do it.
happy bunny. So I don't know, mate. Is Robbie about?
He's not seen the message, so I'm assuming not.
I must
record
record this
again.
thing. Oh yeah. I must record this thing at some time, at some point. Probably before I forget it. Because I did sit down, was it last week, the week before, I think it was. And I went, oh, what was those chords I had last night? And they're banging away at it. No, can't remember what they were. And I've done that a couple of times. I put some chords together and go, oh, they're really, really nice. I must do something with that tomorrow. Come back the next day and go, no, can't remember. No idea.
Oh, no, I always, if I forget something that I really like, I always at least record it and probably come back the next day and go, actually, that's shit. And then delete it. And I'm like, oh, bollocks, I wish I hadn't.
No, because if I assign that one to shite, let's assign it to the M8X.
I tell you what, Longhurst had a joke missed in the show tonight that was absolute fucking perfection.
What was that?
Well, you know, Robbie was talking about that synth, the Big Fish.
Yes.
Right, Longhurst in the background. Oh yeah, as used by Pike and Tuna Turner.
Oh God.
But it was completely missed. Nobody heard it. It was fucking brilliant.
I think I heard Tuna, but I only heard Tuna.
Yeah, Pike and Tuna Turner. It was fuck. I was sitting there absolutely roaring, and nobody else picked it up.
No, I must admit, I like that one when he did that pun. He did a pun, and we just nobody said anything.
Yeah, I know.
For about 10 seconds. And I'm not going to say anything or move or make any gesture whatsoever. And nobody else did as well. And I'm going, oh, this is perfect. It's just fucking silent.
Yeah, as the grave. Oh dear. Yeah, it was a good show tonight, actually.
I don't know what made me say that other thing. I don't know where the hell that came from.
What was that?
But about that demo where it said the reverb on it was longer than one of Andrew's stories. I don't know what that. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Again, fucking funny.
So.
Oh fucking hell!
So I nearly said it because somebody in the chat said they go, oh, here we go, four old white men.
Yeah.
You know, the PSA, and I went, oi, who are you calling white? Man, you know. Yeah, man.
Oh, don't. I had a row with my neighbour tonight and I got called a batty boy.
A batty boy.
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, all right. And I just went to her, really? Am I? Okay. Well, you obviously know me better than I know me fucking self then. Proper verbal up it was.
Oh, really? Fuck it out.
Mm,
Called you a batty boy. Jesus Christ.
yeah, I haven't heard that for years.
Hey, 70s called. They want their euphemism back.
Oh, I have to remember that next time I see it.
Did you see my Facebook post this morning?
The one about Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I read, when I read it, it irked me. I mean,
yeah.
like that.
Haley was pissing herself at that.
Yeah, there's no P in, was it? I can't even remember what I wrote.
I'll have to get it up on my phone now. Hang on. Kent. Poor old Trump when he said that we called him the President of Europe. I had no idea his spelling was so bad. There isn't a P in orange shit cunt.
Yeah.
And what was it? Michael Hines said tangerine shit gibbon nonce.
I've always remembered that one from Black Books. He lost his. He got his novel was rejected, and he wrote in a letter back to the publishers that rejected his novel, and he goes, "The only thing I can think of calling you is piss midget." Piss midget.
Piss midget. Oh dear.
Oh dear God. Yeah, must need to get this recorded down.
Get it done then.
Yeah. Oh God, this itch. Yeah, so I was doing some spraying in the back garden today.
Couldn't get the toilet in time, no?
No, freaking went everywhere, mate. It's like I didn't have my trousers on, and yeah, so I put some barcoat on first. Hello. Put some barcoat on, which is the isolator between whatever's on the panel and the fresh paint you're going to put on. And the barcoat went on. They went on nice. So I did both the bonnet and the boots. The two panels that had not survived the winter well.
Yeah.
Was it the bonnet got a house brick on it? In that freak storm we had.
It was the high winds, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it blew a house brick off the shed roof straight onto the bonnet. Bang! Fucked it up.
Wow.
And the boot lid had the gazebo post.
Gazebo.
Doing a tap dance on it, tore it to pieces. So they're both done, and they're in primer now. So I'm going to flat them tomorrow. In the meantime, Phoebo's going to be masking up the car, so I can spray the shuts. I've got to do both left and right doors, and the boot shut as well. And then got to take the front screen out, and then on Sunday, which is the key day because we're starting putting things on the car rather than taking things off, is we are fitting the new headlining.
How much of a shit is it going to be to remove the old bonding for the windscreen?
Oh, it's a cunt.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's a cunt. It's a it's a 50-year-old Bond, and you have to go around it with like a saw blade.
Yeah.
And then the inside of the screen's got to be cleaned, and then the actual windscreen surround has to be all cleaned out.
They
And everything
reveal
like that.
where it sits, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got to come out because that's where the headlining comes up and round.
Right.
So, and there's only one way the headlining can be fitted. It has to be fitted at the back, in the centre, and then you pull it through the front screen, up and over, and fit it, and then you do the sides after the fact.
Yeah.
But once that's all in and dried, then the front screen can go back in, the rear screen can go back in, and once they're in, it means that the interior stuff can start going back in, which means then the back seats and the parcel shelves and everything can go back in, and then suddenly the car is beginning to be rebuilt.
Looking like a car again.
Basically. And because the steering wheel was absolutely destroyed, they do a replacement one that looks exactly the same, and it was £1,200
I remember you saying.
for a steering wheel. It's like, fuck you in a game of cards. So what we went for is this racing wheel that's all chromed, and it's got a chrome push-on thing in it. It looks really good. And I've seen this steering wheel fitted to a lot of muscle cars on TV and stuff like that, in films and stuff like that. This seems to be a very popular wheel to put in. I go, oh, cool, we're glad we got this wheel. But even that was like 400 notes for this wheel. So stuff like that can start going back in. In the meantime, panels are getting done.
Nice.
And then we've got to put the colour. Well, sorry, we've got to put the barcode and then the primer on the two wings and the roof. We've got to do it out the front, so we have to do that carefully and when it's quiet. But you know where all the roof had like buckled up and everything? That's all been done. It's all flatted and ready for treatment for paint and that. So yeah.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. We might have a lot of the car done by the end of May.
Excellent.
Which will be good. Although Fiona keeps reminding me that we're all supposed to be going out for a drink together when she's together. But she's, like you said, she's picked out this pub. It's lovely. It's a lovely pub. Nice garden and very spacious car park, which is what they all need. Oh, it's your man. Hang on. Where is he? There he is.
Hey guys, what's up? Just popping in for a little bit.
How are you, darling?
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
I hear you've been a little bit off the radar.
Yeah, just a lot of shit going on. Trying to make money, pay bills, do this and that.
Yeah.
Did some got living space inspections, so I had to make some a little more presentable. Just the usual nonsense, you know.
Living space inspections.
Yeah, they want to, do a better job weeding, trimming your shrubs.
Oh, is this like was it a HMO thing?
It's the equivalent
HOA.
of that. It's not
HOA,
HOA, but it's
thank
like
you.
that. Yeah, it's like
HMO. What's the HMO? That's something else, isn't it?
Health Management Organization.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah,
I just,
that's very weird. Mind you, you can choose whether you live in those kind of communities or not, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's just kind of last minute stuff, and I've got other things going on at the same time, and so I'm like, I don't have any time to stream or do anything, so it's just fucking,
Right. Yeah.
but anyway, just pop in and say hi. You're fixing up your car again?
Yeah, well, it's all part of the same restoration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You said something about a wheel. You're talking about driving wheels or steering wheel?
Steering wheel.
Oh, you should get one of those welded chain steering wheels. Those are super cool.
Oh,
Do you know what? We looked at them and Fiona's gone, no.
I mean, it's more of a cholo thing, so you'd have to change the way you dress and stuff. But
yeah, it'd all get a bit confusing after a while.
you have to have that stance, so you kind of lean back with your front leg out.
Well, it's like, when you see like in a film and you got something like a charger pulls up and the guy gets out of his charger, the wheel, I can't remember which fucking film it was in, it might be John Wick or something, I don't know. and the wheel they've got. And Fiona's going, oh, look, it's the steering wheel. I went, yeah. Then I started noticing the steering wheel and all these different
Oh yeah.
muscle motors, right? Because it's quite a big, chunky one, but it's...
Well, I had, it's funny because the car I ended up driving as one of my first cars in high school was exactly the same speedometer and gear shift layout and everything as in the car simulators we used.
Oh, okay.
It was a 73 Chevy Impala.
Yeah.
And the layout was just the same as the simulators. It was so funny. I go, I've seen this before. What is this? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, old school shit.
Yeah.
And speaking of cholos, the guys always wanted to come buy my car because they wanted to turn it into a lowrider. The 73 Impala is a classic road lowrider type car.
Yeah.
But I wanted to keep it. It was a nice, 350 V8.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. Go cruise around. I never got any tickets, luckily, but I should have.
Yeah.
But,
so what's that? 350. That would be what's that? 5 point.
The liters, I'm not sure. Yeah.
I think it's about 5.7, isn't it? 350.
Yeah. It's kind of a standard, 70s car. I mean, you could get a 454 in some of the cars.
Yeah.
I think they call those big blocks. I forgot. I used to know a lot more about cars when I was in high school doing auto shop and stuff. And I just, over the years, I got into other shit. Just forgot all about it. So.
Yeah, because I think the big Muzzies, they did I think the next one up from mine is the 429.
350 is 5.7.
It's 5.7, is it? There you go.
Yeah.
One of our crowning achievements in auto shop was those little sample motors that just sit on a rack. You push around the shop, and it's something for the kids to work on if you don't own a car or don't want to mess with your car. And we're looking for stuff to do because my car was running fine. I don't want to do a bunch of shit to it.
Yeah.
So the guy said, "Hey, why don't you guys work on that engine over there? It's been sitting like that for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, not doing a damn thing." So we put a bunch of time into it. We got it working. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I've got Fiona shaking in her shoes a little bit because I said, look, when this one's done, there's this lovely 500 GT Cobra that's talking to me.
Is that a Shelby Cobra or a just?
Yeah, it's the Shelby GT 500. Yeah. But it's the modern one, not an old one.
Oh. Didn't know Shelby was still doing shit.
Yeah, no, they do a this 500 GT Cobra of I think it's the 2016 one, the 2018 model.
Is that the one the woman drove in Charlie's Angels? Is that a Shelby Cobra?
Surely that would have been the last of the Shelby GTs, then, because Carroll Shelby died around then.
It had that stripe on that off-axis stripe on it, the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, they're calling them Shelbys. I'm not sure whether it's actually a Shelby, but it's a Shelby nod to Shelby even. But it's the 500 GT Cobra. But it's the modern day one, which produces a damn sight more horsepower, obviously.
Wow.
Than its earlier counterpart.
That's cool.
Mm.
It's a lot cheaper than the original. Going up, who wants to have all that horsepower, right? Just who could afford it?
It's like that. It's like that old geezer. I tell you what, this old geezer that was on one of these videos. We were watching it, and Fiona goes, "That's you, that is." It's the guy. He's got like this mini Cooper in British Racing Green, right? It's got I think it's something like 15 miles on the clock.
Wow.
He bought it, drove it from the garage to his garage.
Never drove
and that's it. And then they're all covered in plastic. He just likes owning them and looking at them. He's got an E-Type Jag. E-Type Jag,
they get all gunked up. You have to run them once in a while.
Oh, yeah, no, we give them a little turnover, but they don't go anywhere.
Oh.
But he's got an E-Type Jag convertible in red. 150 miles on the clock.
What's the fucking point of a car like that if it's just going to sit there?
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly accrued profit.
Yeah.
It's from what he's paid for them, and then what they're worth now. And they like, honest to God, he takes the plastic back, and it looks like it's just been built.
Yeah, but I think you said the guy's in his 90s.
Mm.
Right, so he's going to sell all his cars and make all this money. What's he going to do with the fucking money when he's 92? Nothing.
Well,
So
I don't
he's
know.
accrued all this money and it's no fucking good to him anyway.
You pay for his life support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his family's going to benefit for sure.
Well,
So,
yeah,
but
true.
he just loved owning them. He just loved owning them and looking at them,
Well, it's
sitting
just
in
like,
them.
you know, how many people covet drum machines and synths and stuff like that and don't really do anything with them. They just look at them. Right?
Yeah, there's a few people like that, in fact.
Yeah, tons of people.
Yeah.
See, now, if I had anything like that, I'd fucking bollocks, I'd play it. Play it. Fucking use it. Use it for what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the? I don't know if the website is still up, but it was this kind of new age woman called. I think she went by Sakira or something like that. Some kind of
All right.
weird, odd name. And she supposedly knew Bob Moog and had some other people in the industry who were friends. She had a massive studio of kind of retro stuff as well as modern, like digital stuff and all that, and duplicates of some things. But she's always posting all these pictures of her in this massive studio, like for clout, right? But she barely had any music on her website. Didn't sound like she used even a fraction of what she had on the thing. And it was just posing for pictures. Like, look what I've got in my studio. And it's like, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's a lot of people like that. I mean, I've been, guilty of that myself. Before.
Well, we all do that. Who has time to play half the stuff you have? But
Yeah.
at least you get around to using it once in a while. And when you bought it, you used it a bunch. All right.
Yeah. And so, I mean, sometimes it's just gear that just doesn't fit or work in the new environment as well. I mean, I'd love, absolutely adore to get my Kurzweil K2000 back down.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, but the only thing is, I cannot stand the fucking racket it makes.
Really?
Oh, yeah, the fan and the drive in it. It's mental.
Oh, I guess.
Is it like a SCSI drive in it?
Yeah.
I think mine doesn't have a drive in it. I can't remember.
You could put a blue SCSI in there, surely, and put a...
Yeah, you can swap that shit out.
Mate, I can get a silent fan and get a SCSI for it, but I got to get round to doing that.
Yeah.
And have the money to throw at her to do it.
I would
love to have her back in the studio.
Just like D50, that thing was everywhere when it came out. The presets are all over the place.
I mean, the drive that's in it is absolutely packed to the brim.
If it still works, if it's SCSI, because SCSI drives are dying left, right, and centre. Then
the Sweetwater guy who used to own Sweetwater maintained a page on their site just for Kurzweil downloads because he was such a fan of it. And I luckily grabbed them all before he took the site down. But there's a lot of cool stuff out there for it. Plus, I didn't have the S version, so I couldn't sample with it, but I could load stuff into it. Right.
Well, I think in the sequence, there's a I think it's an entire Pink Floyd track.
Oh, I think I've heard that one.
Yeah, with the using the Kurzweil library.
But the crazy thing about that vast architecture is a lot like FM, but even more elaborate than FM. No one ever cracked it. Very few people ever really used it, all the power that it had.
Yeah.
And it could do a lot. It was like a chameleon, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy. Every once in a while I'd get a bank and I go, oh shit, how'd they do that?
Yeah.
It really was cool. For a digital synth at the time, it did a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Most people use the fucking presets,
Well, yeah, but the thing was on my one, it was so fucking many presets.
Well, sure, there's that too. Just like the virus, like thousands of presets.
Oh god, it just went on and on and on. I mean, I use that thing every day, and I still don't think I've listened to all the presets on it. But as you say, that the vast engine is sort of like fucking hell.
You got to wrap your head around. There's like the vast thing and the funds and all that shit that's in there. Oh man.
So I was going to get a 2600, Kurzweil 2600, but then the Oasis come out.
Yeah.
And my head was turned.
I got a 2500 rack because I wanted to get the KDFX, which is
Yeah.
their version of the Emu fancy effects.
Yeah.
And I finally found a third party guy selling the KDFX board.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't find anything with the built-in. It was kind of rare. Finally found one guy really cheap who was selling the KDFX board. So one of these days I have to install that fucking thing and try it out. I still haven't tried it.
Yeah, because I mean, Kurtzwell, one of the few people that did a glide strip, a MIDI glide
Yeah,
strip.
I have the Expression made external ones. You can attach it to anything, but it's the same ribbon that's on the 2500 keyboard and 2600 keyboard.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the same ribbon physically that's on the Andromeda.
Mm.
They just bought the same shit and
Yeah.
installed it. Yeah.
And then there was a period of time between that sort of era and the Hydra when nothing had glide strips
No.
and didn't have poly aftertouch. And I was constantly screaming, saying, "Why can't we have a synth with poly aftertouch? Why can't we have a glide strip like the 80?" Nothing. And now, if it hasn't got poly aftertouch, people go, "What do you mean it hasn't got poly aftertouch?" You know?
Yeah, exactly. But so like the CS80 ribbon, it was only for Expression. You couldn't do the tenor and stuff with it, right? It wouldn't be like.
No, I only did pitch.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's what's cool about the Kurzweil, which did multiple things, and then the Hydrosynth does it and all that shit. So it's really nice.
Well, the good thing about the 80 strip was, and I haven't seen other strips do it, is no matter where you started on the strip, it was whatever key you were playing. Right.
I think you could set the Expression mate to do that.
And you could do these things because like the sound that Vangelis used on China, people said, oh, what he's done is he's had his pitch initial has been wound up, so it starts from lower, and it's not. What you do is as you play, you strike the strip. I actually asked him how he did that, and he goes, yeah, you just brush the strip. And I tried it out for myself and go, oh, fuck me, there's the sound.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? So, but what it does is, on the 80, it goes from the bottom to the top is 1 octave. And then from the top down, it goes from whatever note you're playing down to it's literally clicking. It's going.
Yeah. You get the beat
down the other end. You know? I always found that quite useful. It's really nice when you got the ring mod going and you mess on it as well. It's all like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, sure.
So
I think the Kurzweil had absolute and relative scaling, so you could get all wacky with it, and you could also do 3 zones on it.
Yeah.
Just like you can do on the what's another one does the 3 zones? Kind of like on the Q chord.
Yeah.
That has 3 zones on it.
3 zones on it. Yeah.
That's why I prefer the non-Q chord MIDI version because it's one MIDI channel for the whole ribbon, and more musically useful, I think, than the 3 zones.
Yeah. But it's sort of like I noticed that even on the Hydrosynth Deluxe, a lot of the presets, the ribbon strip hasn't been implemented in the patch. Very very few patches actually have the ribbon strip enabled. Yeah.
Of course, you've had it. Depfer has it a long time for Eurorack.
Yeah.
They call it Tritonium.
Well, I did have a customer once who asked me. He said, "Could I assign his pitch, the pitch ribbon, to do other things like the filter and stuff like that?" I said, "Well, yeah, we probably would have to put in some sort of a selector switch. You can select between whatever it is you want it to operate." But I'll see what we can do anyway. And it works well for the pitch. It doesn't work so well talking to the filters or the VCOs. And I had to make up little circuits.
Plus circuits. The pitch, I forgot, are those Hertz volt?
What, the
CS80, is that Hertz volt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because doing a because I did have people like, oh, can you fit CV gate to it? And I went, well, you can after a fashion.
Yeah, convert it first, and then
Yeah, But the easiest way was to get something that some sort of interface that could do Hertz volts and CV and gate, and then just put that
Which you have
board
plenty of
in.
now for your rack. Oh.
Oh yeah, that's 10 a penny today. But back then, when people were asking for it, it's like, it's going to be a bit of a. It's like that German guy asked me to put 16 LFOs into his 80. All independent. Yeah, all independent.
Man.
One for each voice card.
Fucking hell.
So, and be able to switch between polyphonic LFO and mono LFO.
Is he making anything melodic or just whacked out shit? What's he doing with that many?
Well, you could do some very, very strange shit with it. I tell you that much.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and he did want it. He said, "Could I have it so I can have different levels of control over each LFO?" I said, "Yeah," but I said, "I'm doing it as a breakout box. I'm not drilling holes in this front panel, mate."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh no, if you can do it as a separate box." So we made him a separate box where he can control the amount of LFO from each one, so they were all out from each other. And it was interesting. I mean, when it was all built and I tried it, was testing it out. Yeah, it was interesting as long as you didn't go too.
Well, would
mad.
you really use it?
It's if you fine tuned it a lot, it produced like a It's weird. It was almost like the string synth effect.
Oh.
You could have when it's not going too mad down the bottom end, and so you had all this like an ensemble. But there again, you could have just plugged it into a bloody ensemble unit and get the same effect. But he wanted it to. He was being very aggressive with it. He wanted it all over the place. He just wanted it to be. I think he wanted it to sound like a modular without it being a modular.
Yeah. It's like, dude, just use a modular. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But he did in the criteria that he sent me. He said, he said, but I want the LFOs to be original, IG 00150 LFOs. I went, but you want 16 of them? Where are we getting them from?
I'm waiting till the Deckard's Dream finally came out, and then do whatever you want.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you get 3 in an 80, and he wanted 16. I said, well, look, if you can find them. And he did. He went out and he found them.
But aren't those things are just going to fail and then he can't fix it, right?
Well, yeah. Unless he can find another LFO for it. From something else. Like go and, break up a CS5 or something.
Well, what's the thing you said? There's one thing in particular that you can't get anymore for that thing. So when they die, that's it.
Oh, the LSIs. There's 2 LSIs in that, which are these 40-leg gold ceramic chips.
Yeah.
And one controls the notes and the other one controls the octaves. And, they go, and it's Good Night Vienna.
Yeah.
And
you can get them from is it a CS50 or 60? Which one is
they're in the 50 and they're in the 60.
But not the 70.
No, 70 uses a completely different system.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's the same, it'd be like with Curtis, but it's the difference between Curtis in a 6 tracks and Curtis in a Pro 1.
Oh.
The architecture of the synth is very, very different. But technically it's the same technology. Is
70 like a fancier 30? Is that what that is?
No. It's weird. I mean, I think it was billed to be a modern digitally controlled version of the 80.
Oh, okay.
And fell flat on its ass.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like an 80.
Does it sound good though? Is it cool?
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I prefer the CS30 myself, I must admit. But because the 70 is very big and bulky. Yeah. But it confuses the shit out of people. Because we're on an... Look at me pointing over there. It's not fucking there anymore. Fucking... so on an 80, you got bank 1, or A, and bank B. 80's gone? Yeah, she's downstairs in front. She's going tomorrow. So you had controls for A and controls for B. It was a mirror image, right? But on the 70, what they decided to do is just have the one bank of controls, and they did A or B, and you had to switch between the two. And it was very difficult for people to work out whether they were moving anything in bank A or bank B or not, because it didn't really tell you which bank you were working with. So you go, oh, I don't want the LFO on this particular patch, and you go to change it, nothing will happen because you're actually on bank A.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even an LED to inform you what bank you're on.
Not really, no.
Wow.
You had to be quite aware of what it was you were doing, and it confused the shit out of some people. Say, oh, none of my front panel controls work. They go, well, they won't. You have to make sure you're operating the right bank. Yeah. But and then of course it was only 6-note poly. And what else? What else was?
Well, that's okay. Prophet 5 was very successful. So.
Well, yeah, but because this was trying to be the 80 replacement.
Yeah, it's not really a replacement.
It's missing 2 voices straight away. You know,
it's like the boutique JP8. It's like, oh yeah, it's JP8. Oh, only just 4 voices. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, all it was Yamaha.
Or that silly fucking Behringer thing that they've announced.
Oh yeah, the one voice. Was it 2 voice or I forgot? Is it 2 voices?
Well,
2.
Yeah. The main reason that the 70 really came about is that Yamaha had a hard-on to use a Z80 processor.
Yeah.
They really wanted to use it. So, and apparently the Z80 was not capable in that machine of producing 8 voices.
I mean, that thing was everywhere. There's lots of video games in the 80s, the arcade games.
Shit, the amount of synthesizers that run on Z80s is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's mad. I mean...
And computers as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a very prolific chip. And the fact that it's now an obsolete and hard to find chip is mind-blowing. The fucking Z80, for Christ's sake.
You could you do an FPGA of it and make it work?
It's the amount of work involved.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to get my Z80s from, specialist suppliers now. One time a day I could buy a tube of them, from
Is it new old stock or is it used?
No, some of them are new. Some of them are new, but okay. they're now costing money, proper money, whereas they used to be between 2.5 and 4 quid.
Oh wow!
Now they're talking £20 each,
Oh.
And there's other places that go, yes, we've got 10. Don't know if they work or not. Do you want to buy them?
It's still cheaper than Raspberry Pis, so.
Yeah, but it's just a bit. So like Memory Moog, Z80, Prophet 5s, all of the Prophet 5s.
Jupiter 8.
No, Jupiter 8 uses the.
I thought it was Z80.
No. Oh fucking hell! I think it's the D8608 or something. Different pin out. It's a different pin out. Put it that way. It is technically a Z80, but if you put one in, it go, what? Yeah. Because the pins will. You could probably do a converter board for it, perhaps, right? But so all the Prophet 5s. What else? Obviously the CS70. T8. 6 tracks. What else?
So it was mainly for patch management and stuff, or was it?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah,
mostly that neck of the woods. Yeah.
What's in the Juno 60 for patch management?
I think that's a D80. So that's a. It's not a Z80. Put it that way. But it's another 8-bit processor basically. It uses that for its patch management and obviously the poly control as well. That's where they really come into their own. That made polysynths a lot cheaper than they would have been. So instead of like a shitload of logic, scanning the keyboard, you had the processor doing a lot of the work.
But the Juno 6 is poly. It just doesn't have the memory.
Correct. Still the same processor though. It
Still the same, yeah.
Runs the keyboard's poly, the voice assignment and shit like that.
All right. And then what's the one in the 106?
I'm trying to remember if it's the same CPU or not. It might be the same CPU again. Because technically the architecture in the 106 is the same as in the other Junos.
I was bummed because they added MIDI, but they took the arpeggiator out. That sucked.
There's probably a reason.
It's probably a timing problem, I'm guessing. But
It could be, or it could be like, all the avenues, all the channels were used up. There wasn't anything left. So, yeah, I mean, we got a 106 as well. I've got to get going so we can flog it as well. It's a nice nick. It's just, it doesn't, you turn it on and it goes, what? Yeah.
And are all the chips bound to fail like that, or is it just bad luck?
Mostly bad luck. Mostly bad luck.
Because if it's a design flaw, they should all eventually do that, right?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, the Z80 is a pretty robust CPU.
No, I mean the voice chips that go out.
Well, no, the voice chips that. See, the thing is, the VCOs don't go, right? That's not a problem. It's the VCF VCA chips, and they don't go as such. What happens is that the molding that the board is in, it breaks down and it shorts the electronics inside.
Yeah.
But if you take it all off, like put it in a jar of acetone and leave it, and this stuff eventually starts to come away, and you peel it all off and put the ICs back in, they work fucking fine.
Really?
Yeah. But since Analog Renaissance redesigned the board, you can just buy them and put them in, and they're a lot more reliable, really, from that point of view. And just do that, I mean, in terms of those black VCF VCAs, I've got fucking hundreds of those cunts lying around.
So the protection scheme they had backfired, basically.
Oh, big style.
Yeah,
big style. But then, because a lot of people said, "Oh, Analog Renaissance, he's copied the design and everything, and it's making money from it." And I go, "Well, yeah, but it was such a good design. Behringer stole it off of
yeah,
me
there you go,
and put it in the DeepMind 12.
Sure.
And they didn't disguise it. They put his chips in. Didn't tell him.
Well, they copied that Juno chorus too, but it's noisy and shit. It's just.
Yeah, we see a Juno chorus is noisy, but not that fucking noisy.
No, the one I tried at NAMM this year was god awful. And when you switch between the modes, you hear clicking.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell is that? You can't change modes while you're playing and have clicks in your music.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Oh, it's awful.
So, but yeah, it's there'll come a time when you just won't be able to get these parts at all anymore.
Yeah.
And that'll be the end of it.
Well, that's why I love the software stuff so much, for that reason. Not only is it cheaper, for those of us who can't afford the rare vintage stuff, but as long as you can have a VM that will host it, you can have them forever. So.
Yeah, I mean, and eventually synthesizers will become the domain of the collector.
Yeah. Well, even that, but they'll be just like physical collector, but they don't work anymore, right? Like, look at this thing over here.
Yeah. We see what a lot of these collectors do now is they buy more than one. So they've always got like a couple of donor machines tucked away somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I tried doing that with the DW8000, both died. So
yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, got thing is, we've got this thing with the JD800s, right? We've got this JD800 in that the guy bought from Japan. Absolutely immaculate. I mean, spotless. Absolutely spotless. Like so many of the things you buy from Japan.
Oh, yeah. All the stuff I got there was amazing.
unbelievable.
And the
condition.
packaging is supreme. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this thing, he bought it and it got it shipped from Japan to here. And somewhere between Heathrow and the Bond warehouse, somebody ran over it with a forklift truck.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it is absolutely smashed to pieces.
Yeah.
What's that?
JD800.
Fuck.
So we've got this JD800 and both, the big plastic end cheeks. Well, it's got one plastic end cheek and it's got one big plastic end cheek that also incorporates the control buttons.
Yep.
On the front panel. Smashed to fucking smithereens, right? Little bits of plastic all over the place. And he goes, "Can we do anything?" I said, "Well, I said, look, if you've got all the bits, I've got this special glue that we should be able to put it back together." I said, "And we might get away with it."
It's like the scene in Fast Times Raise My High. I got the ultimate set of tools. I can fix it. And the car's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But what it was there was various splinters of plastic, because it didn't just snap; it was crushed.
Yeah.
Right. And there's little splint. And I said, "Look, we're looking to get replacement end cheeks for this." I mean, okay. So I went and spoke to all my various contacts around the planet, and he went on a hunt as well. About 3 weeks later, he came back to me. He goes, "Any luck?" I said, "Have you heard from me?" And he went, okay. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I found fuck all either." I went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you've only got one choice now, haven't you?
Buy another one.
You've got to buy another one." Yeah. So he goes, "Oh, what shall I do with the old one?" I said, "Well, you can hang on to it for spares if you want." He goes,
Yeah, parts, sure.
He's toying with the idea of just letting me hang on to it. I went, "Okay." But there's nothing wrong with this fucking thing. That's the problem. And it just seems a shame. Just mind you, I mean the metal part, because the plastic end cheeks are mounted onto metal brackets that then bolt into the case, and the metal brackets are chewed to fuck.
But wasn't it insured? Is he covered or no?
Oh yeah, it's insured, so he's hoping to get the money, so he should be able to buy it. But it's getting one that's good again. I mean,
well, that's always the trick, right? Yeah.
The photographs he showed me of it, and it was like fucking brand new.
Until mine got the red glue, mine was only like $450 right off the showroom floor, and it was already like 20 years old.
Yeah.
So you can't find them out there. This guy took really good care of it.
Yeah. Well, this one was it didn't even have, where you get those rub marks where people have dusted it off. You get like little rub marks. Didn't even have that on it.
Yeah.
I think the thing's just been sitting in a box in some air-conditioned room for most of its life.
Or just a dust cover on it or something, yeah.
Yeah, something of that nature.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well," he says, I'll look. He says, "But it'll take a while." He says, I spent 2 or 3 years waiting for this one to come along. I went,
yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, it's like, I see it at my little favorite used shop. I see a fair amount of those idiots who like put stickers and custom artwork all over stuff and then try to sell it. And it's like, it looks god awful, right?
Yeah.
And because they've modified it so much, it's basically impossible to return it to the original state with the adhesives and if they did some kind of a paint job on it or dye or some kind or whatever, just to make it look the version of cool for their whatever they're doing with it on stage or something like that.
Yeah.
Then some poor schlub has to get this. Well, I really want this machine. It's the only one I could find. I'll just take this one. And it looks nothing like the original.
No.
It's kind of embarrassing, right?
Yeah, well, But I don't know what it is, but lately I'm just noticing more and more how you listen to, funny enough, especially with the Arturia software. I'm listening to the Arturia software of these various synthesizers, and to some degree the Cherry Audio ones as well. But you go, yeah, it does sound like the original, but doesn't. There's something not quite right. And you look at it, and it was when I was messing with Cherry Audio's CS80, CS80 version 4. I think it. No, it's not. It's fucking Arturius CS80 version 4. And I was trying to get it to sound like it should sound as an 80, right? And I noticed that as I'm going through the different presets, I could see how I kept having to move the same sliders more often. And I'm going, this is modelled on a CS80 that wasn't properly calibrated.
That, or just the fact that it's old and performing differently than the one you had. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this is like, because I always have a little wry smile when somebody says to me, you go, oh, he says, yeah. He's sort of like, I want to get a Mini Moog. I want that Mini Moog sound. I go, can you be more specific?
Yeah, which one do you want?
Yeah, which one do you want? He goes, what do you mean?
Which
I said,
era and which model?
RA, Musonics, Inc. Which one?
And how old do you want it to be?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want a 72? Do you want a 75? Do you want a 70? You don't want a 79.
Do you want it that sounds like it was gigged every night for 20 years?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to bugger off because I'm starting to fade.
All right, I'm not far behind you, to be honest.
All right, I will.
And I don't know you start tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, darling.
See you later.
See you on.
See you later,
babe.
Yeah, ultimately, that was always the funny thing about the Romanian naysayers to emulated stuff. It's like, at some point, you're not going to have any choice.
Yeah.
It is reasonably priced. It's fucking portable because you put them a bunch in a laptop, right? And they always sound consistent. You got all your presets and whatever. And and again, what was it modeled on?
Yeah.
It's not going to sound like when you have it home because it was a different unit.
Yeah.
So of course, it's just
yeah.
People still don't seem to get that. I don't understand why it's so hard to comprehend that. It's like a guitar, right? They sell those guitars that are purposely weather beaten.
Yeah.
Not just because they look vintage, but because according to the purists, that wood treated that way sounds different.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Same thing, right?
Well, I mean, that is an element of it for sure. But I mean, I remember the first time I ever had an RA come in. Never seen an RA before. And it was quite early on, I must admit. And I've seen quite a few since, but
I didn't even know about him till you talked about him. I thought it was always just one Model D, and that was it.
Exactly. I thought a Mini Moog's a Mini Moog's a Mini Moog, right? And this RA came in, and I'm restoring it for this guy, and so I'm going through all the usual, procedures. The procedures are exactly the same with any of the Mini Moogs, whether it's a early 70s or a late or whatever. And I'm listening to this thing. I've got it all back together and I'm listening to it. One of the first things I did notice was the wood case was a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
They had a beautiful wood. Not like this fucking balsa wood stuff they were using by the time we got to 1979.
Well, plus he took his time to make it, right? It wasn't mass produced.
It wasn't a mass produced unit, as you say. There's not very many RAs. And
was it wood from his backyard? He said.
Yeah, he cut down the trees in his back garden.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I'm listening to this thing and I'm going, "Wow, this filter, Jesus Christ!" And the power behind the VCOs and everything about it was like it was big and raw, I go, but the filter was just so soft and sweet. Had this sweet spot in it, and the resonance was really, really powerful. I'm going, fucking hell.
Why do you think no one's tried to get a hold of an RA and make that in software?
Well, I think was it Ownforce did?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now the Ownforce Mini Moog, I think it's Ownforce. Fucking brilliant. It's lovely.
Isn't that the one that the G-Force, the Mini Monster, wasn't it Ownforce? Or is that different?
No, the Mini Monster's G-Force.
I thought he worked with Ownforce for a while. Didn't he partner with Ownforce?
Don't know.
For some of the stuff they worked on? I forgot.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, so you listen to this RA and you're going, fucking hell. And you think, one off, there's just a little special, something special about this one. Then another RA comes in, you're going, oh, hang on a minute, this is what RAs sound like. These are fucking brilliant. But the sound it was producing is that sound that you hear on those records.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can hear some guy riffing off on a mini, whoever it may be, in early 70s bands, and they're fucking giving it some on the mini, and you sort of like play itself on a 78 one, and it's sort of like it's a pale imitation.
Anemic, yeah.
And you think, oh, it's probably down to production and stuff like that. I'm just hearing this thing raw, and it's not. It's the fucking synths.
Yeah.
It's just bigger, and it can be warmer, and it's just larger, right? And it's more closely. The RAs are literally the 3C and the 55. Well, let's say the Moog 3C. They're the little offspring of the 3C modular.
Same circuits, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and the same kind of FETs and all that sort of thing, and paper wound capacitors. It all adds to the sound, right? Because if you listen to a 3C and then a System 55, right, they look identical.
Yeah.
To everybody. The only thing that the 55 had that the 3C didn't have was the 960 sequencer. But the difference between the sounds is exactly the same as what you get between an RA Mini and a Moog Inc. Mini.
Yeah.
Right? Because they reflect the technologies that are in them.
What about this new one that came out? Is it just a re-release of the old school, or is it even more different?
It kind of sounds like a 79. It sounds like the later ones.
Oh, okay.
The very, very late.
But better than the one that came out like 10 years ago, whatever, right?
Yeah, no, they weren't great.
Like Voyager and the old school Voyager and the...
Well, you see, the Voyager, I mean, they're going, oh, yeah, it's the Mini Moog brought up to the 20th century and all that. Yeah, it is, but something was lost along the way.
It's too clean or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got that touchpad, though. I love that touchpad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And the way they added the SE or whatever it was called with all the patch points and stuff, that was cool.
Well, the thing about the Voyager is when I hear the Voyager, I'm hearing more a sort of like beefed up version of, say, the Multi Moog rather than the Mini Moog.
Ah, right.
Right? Or what I'd have called...
Or Sub 37, like the
late mids minis. Sort of that era, the late mid, so about 76, 77. It's that kind of sound. Now, without actually being able to hear all these different versions of minis, it's very hard to tell you what the difference is between them.
Because the Rogue is 82, and I think it sounds really good, but I don't have a lot to compare to in person, so...
Well, this is it. It's very, very hard to do the comparison so you could actually hear it. But, yeah, an RA Mini sounds fucking incredible. It's beautiful. Beautiful machine.
But the low end, even on a Rogue, the low end is just, I mean, you have to tailor it. It will just step on everything.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about the Rogue was, although the technology is the same as in the Multi-Moog, the Rogue, I don't know, something about the frequency response. It's just, it was fat.
Yeah.
It was fat. But it what tends to happen...
Sometimes too fat, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, this is it. The thing is, when you're dealing with that kind of power, when it's fat like that, it tends to have spike. It's hard to describe this. It's like it's got little spikes in it, if you imagine, right?
Yeah.
So you've got this raw bottom end power, and it's prickly. Whereas on the RA Mini, you had the power, and it was smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to put into actual words. You have to hear it.
Sure.
To go, yeah, right. I know what I'm listening to now. It's like that. But it was the same. You know, coming away from Moog for a minute, it was the same experience when I tried out a Steiner Parker Synthicon,
Oh yeah.
and I had never in all my days, because I had the same powered monitor for testing that I used for all the keyboards equally, and nothing ever shook windows and things on shelves in the workshop like the Steiner Parker Synthicon did.
Not even the RA?
Not even the RA.
Wow. That's high praise for that.
Yeah, no, the Steiner Parker Synthicon was just another level. But it used to do my fucking head in because it's reverse of what a Mini Moog is.
What do you think of the modern Steiner Parker stuff, like the Arturia and all that?
Not bad, but the original girls.
Yeah.
The original silver, because in the Steiner Parkers, they came with two. It was two models. The Mark 1, which had the silver, like a brushed alley front panel. And then the later ones that had the black panel. And so it was white writing on a black powder coated front panel, and the Mark 1s were silver with black writing on them. And the Steiner Parker filter was big and powerful anyway, because it would take the resonance, regen it back through the filter.
Yeah, it's wicked. I have one of my oldest modules is I think it's an LB Steiner Parker filter module.
Yeah,
looks really old. It looks like the old Deptford stuff. And man, that thing is, you got to really control that thing. It's wilder than my shit. What's the Russian one? What's the crazy Russian one that everyone always talks about? It's noisy as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
My brain is fried today.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
What's the one that's shit? Erica Sense makes I have their filter of it. Poly something? Is it Poly?
Polyvox.
Polyvox. There you go.
Polyvox. I knew
right
it
there
would come
somewhere.
back to me. Yeah.
So that one's also really wicked, but this Steiner Parker module that I have,
yeah,
is way more wicked than the Polyvox.
Well, I mean, with the resonance, for instance, if you have full resonance on a diode ladder, on a Steiner Parker diode ladder filter, on the original Mark 1 Steiner Parker, on the Synthicon, right? And you bring the filter down. Now, you can do it on an RA. You have the resonance full up, and you bring the filter sweep down slowly. And there's this spot where it gets really, really strong, where the filter's frequency response is roughly about this. They match up with the resonance, and it gets very, very strong, right? And it closes off. There you go. And as it closes off, the volume drops away. On the Synthicon Mark 1, when you bring the filter down, you've got the resonance full on, you bring this filter down, the sweet spot is much, much bigger. And it gets louder and louder and louder and louder. And then it's very, very loud. And as you go to close it off, it doesn't get any quieter.
Oh.
And then as it almost completely closes off, the fucking room is vibrating. Right? And you can then get it, if you do it nice and slowly, you bring it down a little bit more, and you now can't hear anything. but you can feel everything vibrating still, but you can't hear anything.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad machine. But it did my head in because, Prodigy, Mini Moog, Multi Moog, doesn't matter what it is. Even up to today with Jupiter 8, CS80, any of these, the VCOs are on the left. And then you have the filter, and the Steiner Parker is completely the opposite direction.
So it's
VCOs, VCS.
So left to right, right
envelope.
to left.
Yeah. And it used to do my... I kept going, no, it's over here, isn't it? And go, right, let's adjust the attack. Oh, no, that's over here, isn't it? It fucking used to do my head in.
Wow.
But a fantastic piece of kit that was. Not especially brilliantly built, but yeah, it was beautiful. was a beautiful piece of kit.
Yeah, I remember lots of articles about it until finally got an actual chance to try the filter and the modern stuff. And I like the filter a lot. It's pretty variable. You can do lots of cool stuff with it, especially with the additions Arturia did with the metalizer and the some of the other tweaks you can do on top of the standard settings.
Yeah,
makes it really fun.
Yeah,
and in the case of the original Mini Brute, it just had one oscillator, right? And you got all those different sliders for all the different waveforms, and then the metalizer and all that shit. So it's crazy how much you can get out of that sucker.
Yeah,
with just a mixer and a couple extra tweaks.
Yeah,
it's really wicked.
Well, I must admit, it's like on tonight's show when you hear these different keyboards and stuff like that, and I think they did it with the Behringer, that new was it? I don't know why they call it two voice because it's only one voice.
Oh right, yeah.
Jupiter 80 thing.
JP2 or something, or
JP, yeah, JP2 or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it's two VCOs, then it's only one voice.
Yeah.
So, but it, and the other, I can't remember what the other sense was, and both of them were playing sounds where the filter's wide open, and it's playing a sawtooth, and it's telling you nothing about what that keyboard sounds like. Because you can go to any synthesizer in your studio.
Yeah.
Open the filter full with it on sawtooth, and they will all sound the fucking same.
Well, I mean, we always talk about this on Ramsey's show. The demos are really crucial, especially if you really want to sell your product. And why not put a little more time to make it clearer and really demonstrate? Don't bathe it in effects. Don't stack it. Don't do all the shit they usually do. Yeah. And also don't do what you just mentioned. Actually run it through its paces.
Yeah.
And clean, and then start putting in a mix.
Have the filter moving or doing something.
Yeah.
Other than going, because they
and also record it online in a line in. Don't record the room.
Yeah, because a sawtooth is a sawtooth is a sawtooth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's Arturia or Moog or whatever. It's going to sound the same on every fucking keyboard and tells you nothing at all about what that machine is capable of doing. And yet, I repeatedly see these demos.
Yeah.
And they got things like, and they got a beat going and a sequence going with it and all the rest of it. And you go, that's not telling me about the keyboard. You're just telling me about what else you fucking got in your studio.
Even the most basic Nick Bat reviews he used to do a long time ago in the old version of his show. In his old studio, he would go through each waveform and he would tweak each one, various stages before he moves on to the next thing.
Yeah. So
you hear that. It's so basic.
Yeah.
The people are either impatient or they just don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right, you've got to get an impact. I understand. You if you've got a video that goes on for, say, 5 minutes or something like that. Or even 2 minutes, right? But if you're going to use the filter wide open on a sawtooth or a square or whatever, it will sound exactly the same as it would on any other keyboard.
Check this out. Isn't this awesome?
And so at the end of it, and the whole point of this thing, you go, isn't it fucking brilliant? You want to buy this, don't you?
Yeah.
And they're going, I don't know, because I still don't know what it fucking sounds like.
So I don't trust you guys. I'm not buying any of your shit.
So even if you're gonna, even you want to tart it up a little bit and you just want it to sound nice, but do a sound that picks on various elements of the synth into one sound, and make an interesting sound, and play that, and it gives some people an idea. Go, well, if it's capable of doing that sound, then it will be able to do things like this and that. You can work it out in your head what the general feel of that synthesizer is, and then you'll know whether you want to buy it or not. And you'll go, I'll find out more about it,
They need to take a page for some of the successful YouTube guys you see, where they may have an hour show, but they have a quick and dirty summary fairly rapid fire of a bunch of stuff that happened during the show. So if you're short attention span, don't have a lot of time, want to get the gist, you have a couple really quick clips having some changed sounds or whatever, and in this case, changing the filter or whatever. And then it starts as a normal thing, and you go through the whole long show if you want to see all the details and have them slowly go through everything. But you tease them in the beginning with a bunch of different flavors of that stuff for the people who will quickly tune out or have short attention span or, I don't know, whatever. They just want to quickly, what is this? Oh, okay, I see what it is.
Yeah.
But if you put that at the very end, or you do a bunch of like crazy effects and try to do some cool, like, oh, I got this cool song, check this out. It's a cover of something or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody could do that. Who cares?
Yeah. But it's like when Dave Spears did the that CS80 video, and he went through the nuances of the CS80 and her history and all the rest of it. And he said to me, he says, "Do you want to do a bit at the end of the video?" I said, "Yeah, all right." I said, "I'll just make some shit," because literally I just hit record and just started playing.
Yeah.
And it was only the one sound, but it was a moving sound, and I'm making sure that what the aftertouch is doing. It showed the control that you could have, how sensitive the aftertouch was and stuff like that. And I just played this little bit, right? And Dave said to me, he said, "Oh, the response, he said, I fucking really like that little track you did at the end." I went, "Did they? Oh, cool,
Yeah.
And they go, "Yeah, no, yeah." So throughout the video, you get to really know why the CS80 had this reverence, because people are looking at it, you go, "It's a great big behemoth."
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what's so special about it? And you go, well, that's what's so special about it.
Well, that's why those Dave Spears tribute videos, where he did the 8 voice and he did the CS80, and you want to watch the whole fucking thing because it's well presented, it's engaging, sounds amazing, and you will tune in for that. But for some of those other demos, I just want to hear the tech real quick. What is it doing? Is it kind of what I like? If not, okay, I'll go to something else. But these guys say, "Oh, they're going to watch. They're going to hang in here. I'm going to show them all kinds of stuff." But if it's a brand new product, they want to know more about the meat of it before you get into all the nuance stuff. And well, people just don't get that. I don't understand what they don't figure out.
In fairness, right, today, if you want to know what a keyboard actually really sounds like, you watch James Dyson.
Sure.
Right? And so you go, "Oh, I'm going to be doing a session with this keyboard and this keyboard." And you go, "Oh, actually, I was interested in that keyboard. I wonder what it sounds like." So you watch James Dyson playing it, and you get a pretty good idea exactly what the bloody machine does.
Yeah.
By watching him play it and using it and changing sounds and doing shit there and then. You can see how the interface works, and you can glean everything you need to know from just watching James Dyson just play. I mean, he fucking annoys me. The way he can sit down and just play for 2 fucking hours.
Oh yeah.
And he just runs shit off like that. And I go, "You git." I'd love to be able to do it. It just plays. Just blah 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 blah. He never sort of like goes over the same thing again or anything like that. It's always different, And because I think was it a wave or something he was playing one time. But he was demonstrating some synth, but he was using the Osmos. And I remember it as distinctly as if it happened yesterday. And I'm watching him play this synth via this Osmos. And I'm watching the Osmos and I'm going, "Fuck, now I get it. That's how you play the Osmos."
Yeah.
I was playing it wrong.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is there's enough nuance in there. You can play it different ways.
Well, yeah, but the thing I was complaining about with the Osmos, I mean, admittedly, I didn't like that Harken engine.
Yeah, I mean, either you like it or you don't. It's just like FM. Like if you don't like the average presets in FM, you probably won't want to delve into further to make stuff. So
it wasn't that there was anything in particular wrong with it. It was, to me, it sounded like having a bath in a in a bucket of razor blades. All the sounds are
I
very
just love all the. I mean,
sharp.
but it has a lot of really good recreations.
Oh
Whether
yeah,
rhythmic or
yeah,
strummy bits or
yeah. But
fluty, airy bits. It's awesome for that
yeah,
stuff.
but I was finding a lot of the sounds a bit cold and a bit sharp. But that's because my shall we say my uh, uh, area of comfort is soft warm,
Yeah.
and it's just that that Harken engine didn't fit into my
Plus, it's physical
village.
modeling. You're used to real samples of stuff, which is
Yeah,
much warmer and cleaner
yeah.
and stuff like that. This is
I mean, don't
supposed to
get me
be
wrong. There was a couple of
emulating something,
but I
but
mean,
being odd.
don't get me wrong. There was a couple of sounds in there that I thought were quite nice, but generally the engine was. I was finding it a bit grating on me. But when
Which
I
is
was
probably
watching
why
him,
the VP1, if it came out now,
mm,
would not do well because it's that kind of cold sound in there. A lot of people don't like. I think it's
yeah,
cool, but I don't think
well,
a lot of
yeah.
people would dig
I
it.
mean,
You know,
sometimes it works in contrast. If you're doing a contrast, but it sort of, yeah, it wasn't really sitting with me.
it's like the
And
Hartman Neuron, same thing. It's got
yeah,
weird
yeah, yeah,
mojo in it. I
yeah,
love it, but some people go, "Ugh, what is that shit?"
yeah. Well, it's horses for courses, isn't it? So
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
I mean
but
Hans
what was
Zimmer
it?
loves it, and he does all kinds of shit.
Well,
So
exactly. So, um, so but was watching James using the Osmos. I went, yeah, I was trying to use it like I would the Hydra or an 80,
yeah,
and I should have been trying to use it in a more controlled way, and I would have
yeah,
got
because that pressure
better response.
legato when you play flutes and
Yeah,
stuff, wicked.
yeah, exactly.
That thing is so cool. I love that feature.
The thing was, so I was watching James play this thing with this. I can't even remember what it was plugged into, but and I watched him playing it. And at the end of the video, when it finished, I'm going, "Fuck! I want to buy an Osmos again."
Yeah, and just like with the Rolly Seaboard, as you already know,
Yeah, yeah,
just like why Richard Hilton loves it so much, but he also likes playing guitar because you feel like you're one with the sound portion of the instrument, the string.
yeah,
You're actually vibrating the string. You're directly controlling
yeah.
thing and not going through a bunch of other parameters to get something that's controlling something.
Exactly. I mean, admittedly, at the moment, I don't think things have improved for him because I think he's got a fault on his Rise 2
Oh,
where when he pushes one key, it plays the other key beside it as well, but only in one place. And I think Rowley have been, should we say, unhelpful.
dismissive.
Yeah, they've been a bit unhelpful about it all.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's.
The only problem I had with the original, because I never got the Rise 2 because I couldn't afford it when it came out, even though I had a good deal on it.
Yeah.
But the only problem I had with the original is when the power starts to get low, it starts to act weird.
Mm.
Misfiring, doing some of the stuff you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Getting stuck notes, things like that. But as long as it's fully charged and everything, Bluetooth is working fine, I had no problems with it.
I think on the Rise 1, if you're running it on battery only, when the voltage got down, I think the voltage going down to something like about 3.8. Yeah, I think it was about 3.8. Yeah, it started getting a bit weird.
It started getting weird, yeah, and not in a good way necessarily. But,
yeah. But on the Rise 2, it would be fine right up until it just went red and winked out.
Oh, okay, so they fixed that thing then.
Yeah, fixed that. But I think what they were doing was the voltage must be getting close to 4.8 or something like that, and he goes, "Yeah, that's enough now. Tell him it's flat." So I think that's what it was doing.
Mm.
And it would just glow red and you go flash, flash, and then wink out, and then you press it and it goes no red, and wink out again. You got better charge it up. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But
yeah, because I have the 25, the 49, and the little portable guy, and they all work great. I love them.
Yeah. obviously, but the better. I hate to admit this, but the better keyboard is the Grand.
Yeah, except for that knife edge shit, right? The notes.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you can get around it because what you do is you compromise with the level of resolution,
Yeah.
and you can get around. You just bring it back. You don't have to bring it back a huge amount, but bring it back, and then you sort of find sort of like a rise level. But yeah, the top of it's.
I like the fact that it was standalone. That's the best thing about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Although the sounds that were in it were from Equator, and I think there's only 8 in it, and that's your lot.
Only 8? Oh, but you could
Oh
move
yeah.
them over from the app, right?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're set in the machine.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So anything after that, it's a controller.
They should have had just like, the way Roland's plug out thing works or something. You should be able to move stuff around.
Well, I think if somebody made like a different EPROM for it, put a different OS on it so you could transfer sounds from Equator through.
Yeah. Oh, I thought
And of
you
course,
could copy
and
them
then it
over.
made
That's
sense then why they were bundling Equator with them.
Yeah.
So
Well, I thought
had
that just so
many
you
on
could
board.
edit things and stuff, because you can't really edit much on the Grand, right?
Oh, you can't edit anything.
Yeah, because it doesn't have all the controls the Rise has, right?
It has none of them.
Yeah.
All you can do is select the next preset. That's it. That's your lot.
Okay, that's why.
Right. So yes, you can plug an expression and a sustain into it, and that's your lot.
Yeah.
And USB MIDI, obviously. So.
Okay.
And that's your lot on it, mate. But
yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit weird. But considering it was like $5,000. New,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, Ty bought his when they were literally barely out of the factory. I think his one was still warm from the soldering when he got it, and he said, "Oh yeah, no, it's brilliant." And I said, "Yeah, $5,000. I'd never getting one of them, mate." And then when I saw this one for like 950 quid, I think it was on eBay.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll get it.
And you pay an extra $5,000, and Jordan Rudess does a personal demo in your home, right?
yeah. So, and I was surprised because I'd already had the Rise, and I was surprised at how much more difficult it was to play the Grand.
Yeah.
And because I remember when I took it out of the box for the first time and I looked at it and went, "Oh, these keys are completely different shape."
Yeah, it's weird how they went from that kind of knife edge to slightly less so to really flat on the portable.
Yeah.
And then what? More like the Rise again, but with the little notch on it. Or I forgot what.
Yeah, on the Rise 2, they add this extra notch on them on all the keys.
Yeah, like a little bump.
A little line, and so that when you're playing it, you can feel what the center of the key is, which helps enormously.
But you still have a little more range than the Grand.
Yeah. I mean the Grand is really, really unforgiving. You come down on the key a millimeter to the left or the right, and it's not there. I mean, all right. Admittedly, if you wanted to play it, just bring its resolution down to 0 and just play it.
Yeah.
Or as long as you're hitting that key.
But that takes the fun out of it, right? That's the thing with
but
the
it means the
Osmos,
glide doesn't work.
It's like people wanted to dumb down the Osmos, and it's like, no, you want that expression.
Just
you
want that expression.
Be more careful when you play it.
Yeah. And that's coming from a Roly to the Osmos was probably the worst scenario. It was absolutely the worst scenario. If I'd come from a normal keyboard to the Osmos, I would have been fine. But because I was coming from the Rise, it tainted the way I was playing it. And it wasn't until afterwards I realised, I had to put my hands up. I go, I've been a cunt. I wasn't approaching the keyboard correctly. And there's me going, no, I don't really like it. And when you play a chord and the top, your little finger drags on the note and it detunes it, and you always have to.
So you never just put it away for a few weeks and then reapproach it later and try a different way?
Well, I was going to, but I ended up selling it to Keith.
Okay.
And and then after watching James Dyson playing one, I went, yeah, now I see how you use it.
Yeah.
I'd just been using it wrong. But I was so set in my ways, it never for a second occurred to me to change how I played when I was using it.
Well, that's why I probably overwatched
mental,
that promo
really,
video before, because it took so long to get them.
Yeah.
I kept watching that promo video, just drooling, like, oh, I can't wait till it shows up. I can't wait till it shows up. And I learned I wasn't just enjoying what it sounded like. I was watching the different people play it in their little studios.
Yeah.
And seeing how they approached it. And I go, okay, so that's cool. So there's a lot of variability. I can just kind of monkey around it and figure out what works for me. And that's what I do. It's fun. I mean, I still need to work on technique on it. I'm no master on it, obviously, but I do have a lot of fun with it. In fact, when we do those live hardware jam challenges, you have to build the track from scratch. I love using that with the looper. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Because you have all this potential with just a single keyboard and a few pre-picked presets that seem to work together.
Yeah.
And just remember how you did the inflection on each one to give it what you wanted to do with it, which is tricky because there's a lot of nuance in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And occasionally get some sour notes, but it's just part of the thing, whatever. I'm not going to redo everything all the time. So it's supposed to be a jam. It's not supposed to be a perfect track. So
yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's like everything else in it. It's all like you really should adapt, and I don't know why, but for some reason.
Well, I know the sound library didn't tickle your fancy, so.
Yeah, I mean, there was another thing that was going on with it, which is the articulation. It wasn't really sending it to any onboard instrument in quite the way I thought it was going to. Now that might be because it was it was version 1. I mean, I'm sure there's been a few firmware updates.
There's an update I need to update. I saw some stuff at NAMM. I go, oh shit, I gotta get the latest update.
So when they're improving things, and I think so it was a combination of not really realizing in myself that I should have been actually adapting the way I played it and changing the way I was approaching.
Oh, you have to. It's such a different animal. Yeah.
And on top of that, it wasn't a fully functioning machine yet.
Just like your Polybrute, right? I mean, don't you have to totally play that differently and other stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as the Polybrute stands now, it has this problem on the sequencer that drives me fucking insane.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You put a sequence into it, and it will never play the first note.
What?
Yeah. Randomly drops it out on each loop.
That's odd. Is that a known bug?
Well, I asked Robbie to try it, and he went, "Oh yeah, fuck me, he does it on mine and all." I went, hopefully, there's a firmware update for that. So, but that's the thing, because fix in post is a watchword with so many manufacturers now. They go, "Fuck it, just get it out there and get it sold. We'll fix that in post."
Well, yeah, because they don't want to do. Obviously, they had money to build them and stuff like that. It's different than the Anima Omega fiasco there. But if those guys had just plugged along and got the fucking thing released, they could have done the same thing. If we have any issues, let's fix them with the firmware. Yeah. But they just dawdled around too long until they couldn't afford to make them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this came from the software industry, didn't it? I suppose, like you release a VST and it has a bug, and they know it exists.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, well, we'll have loads of emails and everything like that. We'll just ignore them. Just get that update done, and as long as they've bought it and we've got money in the bank, then get the update done and fix the problem, and then if anybody else said, oh, it does this or it does that, and they try it, back at the factory and go, oh, it does do that, we better fix that as well. So everybody's a beta tester.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and Apple's generally really good about releasing stuff.
Yeah.
Much better than Microsoft with, never 100% bug-free, nothing is. But, they're doing the best they can. And being an inside person there for a while, doing the QA for the photo software.
Yeah.
They have a ship date. It's a hard date.
Yeah.
You have to get the Gold Master out by this time. And you do the best you can. And at the 11th hour, they basically say, well, we'll just have to find another reason to do an emergency release later.
Yeah.
and so they find a couple features to add maybe, and then they say, okay, we'll fix that in post. Because we had this one guy, kind of a dick from all the emails I saw and stuff, but he was a kind of a real picky wedding photographer, right? And just using these garish, awful lights and stuff at these events. And I don't know if you've seen even modern digital cameras with the current software nowadays, certain LED lights look really weird on video.
Yeah.
It still can't quite deal with the color gamut, right?
Yeah.
It's off, but they're doing the best they can over time. So the lights are progressing faster than the cameras can keep up with them. And we had a bunch of those issues where he said, my fucking pictures are ruined. Look at this shit. And you get these really weird bloom effects and weird gradient, almost like you get with you get the 8-bit distortions when it goes through their gradient, compression artifacts and stuff. You get those weird. It looks like an old-fashioned screensaver on an old Mac that didn't have the full 16-bit colors turned on.
Yeah.
It looks fuzzy or grainy when it should be smooth. And you would get some of those artifacts on the blooming of the lights as it hit the sensor, weird angles and stuff, and other weird color blending stuff. And they were trying their best to keep up with it. But this guy's like, he's one of the few guys really pushing the envelope of the fucking software.
Yeah.
And we would have to constantly fix a lot of stuff for his bullshit because he was making a stink in the forums.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we gotta ship. We'll have to keep plugging away at that. We'll get that fixed soon. But we fixed all the other stuff people want. We added new features people want. Let's get it out. Because the more you slip on your date, the more flack you get from upper management.
In fairness, right? It's like this age-old adage, the difference between PC and Mac and stuff like that. They said, the software works better on the Macs and everything like that. And you think, well, technically it should do because all the Macs are the same, where all the PCs are fucking different. Different manufactured boards, there's combinations from different manufacturers.
Yeah,
in
but
the box,
at least ever since Windows NT 4 2000 and up, there's a hardware abstraction layer. So the OS is still the OS across the board. It's just the hardware might be different, but the OS still pretty much performs the same with the hardware abstraction layer in there. Yeah,
but leading on from that though, is that when it comes to software, we're far more accommodating. If we have software and it's got bugs in it, and there'll be an update for it to cure whatever the bug is.
Yeah.
And it could be caused by if you're using the RTX graphics card, it does this, and we're going to fix that and everything. But if you're using the fucking MTI card, it doesn't, and all that sort of thing. And you go, okay, fair enough, all right, we can, and we accommodate that. But we accommodate this with hardware, and you go, well, wait a minute, this is your hardware, and it's the same bit of hardware you're sending to everybody. Can't you get it right before you release it?
Yeah.
It's the same hardware.
Yeah, it's more as time goes by. I think it's more complicated. There's more shit to worry about.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like with the sequencer in the Polybrick 12 dropping the first note.
That should have been spotted.
Should have fucking seen that.
Does anyone there make music, or they just twiddle, right?
Yeah, so you go. Well, couldn't you have got that sorted?
Because they have a bunch of people test them, right? They send them out to users as any other thing happens.
Well, yeah, it should have shown up, surely. But I don't know. But there we go. I mean, mate, looking back, I mean, look at the Waldorf Wave. Had the sequencer buttons on it. No fucking sequencer.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So you got your play record buttons and everything for your.
Oh, the transport stuff is there.
The transport buttons are there. Lovely. That big oval stop button and the square stop button and all that. And they never got around to getting the sequencer done. And all the Waldorf Waves had these buttons, and none didn't fucking do a thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. They go, oh no, we'll get round to it. Never got round to it. Never happened. And this is on a fucking 12 grand synth.
Yeah, and that's weird because you take something like the Access Virus, especially the TI,
Yeah.
They added so much shit after it came out because they had memory to do. They had plans for other tweaks and stuff. So like the one that was like a an audio mangler, like
Yeah.
stepper engine and stuff for DJ type stuff and all that. They
Yeah.
added that. It was never screened on there. Is you never knew it was coming, but they tell you, well, for this mode, hit this, and do that. So they plan for future stuff without having to worry about screening stuff and pre-announcing it because you just do rollouts as you have cool ideas for stuff. But to actually go to the trouble of screening it and advertising that specific feature and it doesn't do anything, that's hilarious.
Yeah. 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 Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, what time is it anyway? Oh God.
Yeah, I gotta.
I've got some more Mustanging to do in the morning.
Uh-oh.
I tell you what, I don't know whether it's because I'm getting older or what, but in the mornings now it just takes me longer and longer to actually get going.
You have to put on your 10-gallon hat and say yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Right?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Sort of. But so we come down in the morning and everything. And I got, everything's planned in my head of what I'm doing the next day. What the goals that have to be achieved. And get this, and this done by the end of the day. So I come down in the morning. And I'm going, oh, can I just sit here a bit longer? Maybe I'll have another cup of coffee and I'll just sit here a bit longer. I'll go and sit on the decking, have a Yakult, another coffee, and just sit here for a little while.
I'm saying you're having quite a busy retirement. So
yeah. So it's funny enough because I had a guy drop off a emulator one this afternoon. He needs the case straightened. It's all bent.
Whoa!
But he's taken everything out, so all the drive and the boards and everything's taken out. So I've just got the case, and I'm going to put the porta power on it for him, and straighten her all out. And
did the plastic crack though?
No, it's an emulator one. It's all metal.
Oh, it's all metal with
all metal.
Coating.
No, it's not like the emulator 2, which is.
Okay, right.
And I said to him, because the way the modulation panel sits up like this, so you got the keyboard sort of like there, and the modulation panel is supposed to be level with it, and it actually sits like this.
What if somebody just sat on it?
And I said to him, do you know what's happened? Somebody's been taking that out of a van or something. It slipped and they dropped it.
Yeah.
And it's pushed this end of the case in. I said, and it's very, very thick steel, right? And I said, I got a 10-ton porta power. And I will stretch this out again and then tap the inner plates that would keep trying to spring it back. So when we let off the pressure, it stays in one place.
Wow.
And
that's all you experienced from bending autos, right?
Yeah. And because he says to me, he goes, why do you have equipment like that? Oh, no, I used to repair cars. So, if you've had a car's crashed into a tree and the chassis legs are like this, you put the porta power in and it pulls them back out again, and then you hammer them here to get them straight again and all this sort of thing. He went, oh, right, so that's what you're going to use? I said, yep.
Wow.
I said, we are going to, make this work. Because where the drive tray is, at the top of the synth, it actually bows like this instead of being crazy. Straight.
You should stream that one. That would be kind of interesting. I bet no one's ever seen that before.
Well, the thing is when you're doing these sort of things, you see the porta power and you see me hitting bits of metal, but you can't see what's happening.
Oh.
And when it's all done, it still looks exactly the same as it did when you started. It's sort of like,
okay.
What did I just watch? There's nothing to. Honest to God, there's nothing to see. Because we're talking about moving things millimeters.
Ah, right, okay.
But the key is getting them to, after they've moved those millimeters, to stay there and not spring back to where they were, So there's really nothing to see, technically speaking. So, but we'll see how it goes anyway. But like I say,
crazy.
Go get some sleepy sleeps, and hopefully I can get relatively well started in the morning. I think I've got to start, but I think I've got to get up about 7:30, and I've got to be out there and flatting primer and Christ knows what else by about 8:00.
Wow.
Hard work, mate, I tell you.
Yeah.
But,
Sounds like you got your work cut out for you.
yeah, well, I kind of did it to myself, so I can only blame myself, really.
I guess as long as you're having fun, that's all that counts.
Well, it is fun, especially now that it's actually now starting to come together. And you're starting to see the fruits of the labour. Because it's basically been, oh, Christ, 9 months of doing shit.
Then you can do your celebratory right around the block, right? So.
Yeah, we're supposed to be all going out for a drink when it's all done. Going to a pub. I'm going to buy Fiona a drink in a pub.
No way.
Dude. Yeah, fucking that's what I've promised. I don't know what I was thinking when I
How the
promised
hell are you going
it.
to do that?
I'm going to have to try. But I'm going to have this fucking beautiful Mustang to go there doing it. So if I'm going to have a freak out, at least I'm going to have it in a fucking muscle car. That's how I'm looking at it at the moment anyway.
You might end up on someone's social media. Check this guy out.
Yeah, look at this guy going fucking mental in his Mustang. I look like some sort of Karen or something. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes anyway. But
yeah.
Anyway, so
good times.
Yeah. So early night. I say early night, but certainly an early start anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So
well,
catch
good
you
luck
all
with
later.
That. Yeah.
You Ransying tomorrow?
Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff to do, but I will muster. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll probably be lurking, gurking.
Yeah, it's one of the few reasons I'll lose sleep these days and still be happy. So always good fun. Alrighty.
All right, mate.
See you later. See you, chatties.
All right. Take care, everyone. Look after yourselves.